name is Mary Ann Mwangi, and we are back at it again. How great it is to hear and to see you guys again. As you can tell, ooh, Queen. Hey baby, I just came back from home and I'm so excited, as you can tell. And today es geht Fragen. That means it's all about questions. Today we're just going to be responding to questions and in more specific questions related to the Aupair program. I know you guys like the topic, so I recently held a Q&A session on my Instagram, so make sure to follow me on Instagram. And I have a lot of questions that people answered me, and I thought instead of answering them individually, I should just make one compiled video. Maybe one question answers 10 people, who knows. So if you're interested in this type of content, stick around and make sure you grab your pen and notice book. I'm speaking Denglish. Denglish means I'm speaking German and English at the same time, because notice book, it's actually German, but I actually really mean a notebook. But you know, it is what it is. So before we get there, I wanted to tell you guys, thank you so much for asking for the B1 book. I think by now more than 30 people have gotten the B1 PDF that I offered in another video. And today, guess what? Guess what? Today, I also am going to be offering the A1 book. So for everyone who doesn't know where to start to learn German, this is going to be very difficult. But if you're looking for an A1 book, I have the course book and I have the Arbeitsbook. Make sure you let me know down on the comment section below, right there. You don't have to write anything, just write maybe A1 book, or I will respond directly to you. It might not be on the same day, but when I have time, I will respond to you. I will give you my email address, and when you write me, I will send you a copy of the A1 book. And so that people don't feel bad, if you never watched the video where I offered the B1 book, make sure to also drop your comment in the comment section below. I am going to be also giving you the B1 Motive B1 Buch, B1 book. Also, like I said, I just came back from home. I literally flew to Kenya, as you can see. Baby. And you haven't watched the video where I surprised my whole family, because no one knew I was going to be flying home.
Make sure you go. Oh my god. Axel is recording.
To this video linked right above here, and make sure you watch that video. Warning, make sure you take some tissues with you. I promise you, you are going to cry. So without any further ado, let's go right into the questions. I'm going to be getting my questions from here. I will try to see if I can attach screenshots of these questions also on this video, but if that becomes very difficult, I'll try to be more audible when I'm reading these questions. I hope you all understand. So on to the first question. These are the questions. I attach also what do you call it, screen recording here, so you guys don't think I made these questions up. I did not. Okay, I did not. Great, so let's go. So the first question is Aupair program mainly for girls? Yeah, I don't know how to say yes or no, because generally Aupair program is meant for every gender, like male or female, or they, I don't know, binary people, what do you call it, or people who, it's generally for everyone. It's just your age limit that matters, and every other requirement that I've talked about in my videos. The thing is, most families want a female au pair, but if you go onto Facebook, the group is called Aupair in Deutschland on Facebook. That group also has people who are raising 2 or 3 boys in one house, and they actually want a male au pair. The thing is, yes, it's mainly for girls, but that doesn't mean that boys cannot do it. I hope I responded to that question. I'll try to be as fast as possible, but also as comprehensive as possible, responding to this question, so I don't keep you guys bored. If you get bored, you can observe my earrings. Thank you, Sean. I feel like my ears are going down. This is my first time wearing long earrings, and baby, they look good, but my ears. Okay, so moving on to the second question is, will everybody who is eligible to apply for this visa get it, and how long does it take? So the truth is, not everybody who applies for au pair visa gets it. That's just the bare truth. I'm not going to sit here and tell you just go and apply, you're going to get it. No, it doesn't always work out for everyone. And how long does it take? I keep saying this is a very relative question, because like I said, mine got out in 10 days. I know someone who got their visa in 3 days. I also know people who waited months to get their visa. It's really a very individual process, but the best thing to do is just have everything you need, go there and defend yourself like I have taught you in the rest of my videos. If you don't know what video I'm talking about, go ahead and scroll down to my channel. You find a video that says this is what you say to get your visa at the German embassy. Whether you're looking for volunteer visa or you're looking for au pair visa, I have talked about the things that I found very, very important on how to approach your embassy interview. So that was the second question. Moving on to the third question. So the third question is kwanza uwezo butsu libawapi before the au pair. What? So this person asked me, even before they asked me about au pair, where did I get my other boots? If you've not watched my other video, I did a small Shein haul and I bought boots from there. Like if you're looking for boots, I got them from Shein. Yeah, I hope that also answers your au pair related question. Thank you. So moving on to I think this is the fourth question. Can I do volunteer for 6 months before beginning my Ausbildung? The answer is yes, you can do volunteer for 6 months. The rule is you can do volunteer program for a minimum of 6 months and a maximum of 18 months. That means if you need to have prior volunteer experience for you to qualify for programs like nursing school in Germany, yes, you can do the program for 6 months prior to your Ausbildung. If you have no idea what I'm talking about when I say volunteer program, I also have a video that talks about volunteering in Germany or using it as a method to be able to qualify to move into this country. And I will also attach it in the description box below. If not, I will also attach it here. So moving on to the fifth question. Can I transition directly from au pairing to Ausbildung, or must I do a volunteer year? The answer is yes and no. Yes, you can transition immediately from au pair into Ausbildung. That's exactly what I did. And no, because some Ausbildung, by the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Ausbildung is the nursing school program that you join if you want to study nursing. I'm just watching myself play with these earrings like this, Abba. Yeah. Yes, you can join Ausbildung immediately after finishing your volunteer. After finishing your... After finishing your au pair. After finishing your au pair program. And no, sometimes it's no, because some hospitals who want you to do who want you to do Ausbildung with them, which is the apprenticeship training to become a nurse, they demand that you have the volunteer program. So if you find an institution where they don't have a prior voluntary service as a requirement, then you can actually move from au pair into apprenticeship training. And the reason why it's sometimes no, it's because some organizations require that you've actually volunteered somewhere for you to qualify. So moving on to the sixth question. So the next question is, what's the age limit to becoming an au pair? If you're coming from if you come from countries that are not within the EU, which means you're coming from like Africa, America, and every other continent, it means your age limit is 26 and it's to the last month of you being 26. So if you're 26 years old and your birthday is like in a month, you can still go to the embassy and apply for this visa. But the moment you turn 27 is the moment when you stop being eligible for this visa. So the age limit is 26, basically heading to 27, but if you can, go as early as you can before you turn 27. Moving on to the next question. By this time I don't even know the number, I think it's like 7, but let's just try and get the ball going. So the next question here is, how long does a B1 certificate last? I am doing my B1 exam this week and have not found a family. If you're doing B1, first of all, explore more options aside from only au pair. You can try also doing volunteer and every other program that I talk about in this channel. But When I was doing B1, I think my certificate was valid for a year, and after 1 year you had to redo the exam for you to have an eligible certificate. Because I've gone through these questions, I also know another question is coming up: how long is your A1 certificate valid? I really don't want to say something that I'm not sure, but I think it was 3 months after you finish your A1 course. If you don't get visa within 3 months, you have to redo the exam. And it's only logical because, I mean, at A1 you don't really learn much, so they can't really let that certificate be valid for a whole year, well, because you're going to forget everything. That's just how it works. And I am not sure if it's longer, but by the time I was doing A1, the certificate was lasting for only 3 months before it expires and before it demands for you to do another exam. And B1 was taking about a year. So we move on to the next question. How long does it take for your applications to be approved? Like I said, especially with Aupair, it's very, very relative, because from the beginning of where you're looking for family, you're really not sure when you're going to get one. And when you get your family, you're not sure how long it's going to take them to give you documents. And once you get your documents, you're not sure how long it's going to take until you get the visa appointment, and how long it's going to take for them to process your visa. So it's really a relative process. But if you're going to do something like volunteer, at least you know when are the openings. And once you know when the openings are, you can already start applying, and you can already book your embassy appointment, so that when your papers get to your country, you can be able to go directly to the embassy and apply for your visa. So to answer that question, there isn't a specific time frame where your application, the amount of time application can take is really, really relative. And I might not be able to sit here and tell you it's going to be 2 weeks, it's going to be 1 month. I really cannot be able to answer you that question in that way. So moving on also to the next question: is Germany safe? Aren't au pair families scary? Wow. The thing is, au pairs are protected by the law, but you cannot really predetermine how someone is going to be to you once you land into this country. I cannot really sit here and tell you that it's 100% safe to be an au pair, because even if someone's not physically abusing you, they could be psychologically abusing you, they could be mentally abusing you. I really don't know. But the thing is, physically you're protected by the law. No one's supposed to hit you or do anything, and if they do, you can always sue them, but it shouldn't ever get that far. I'm so sorry, it shouldn't ever get that far. But relatively, yes, the law protects you, but you can't really predetermine whom you're going to be living with and how they're going to be treating you in the time that you're going to be living in their house. So this is where the part where you're scrutinizing your families and really being careful whom you're going to join comes in. This is where you take advantage of the interview and you ask a lot of questions, and once you notice anything fishy, just protect yourself. Like, just know you don't have to come to a bad family. You don't have to risk your life that much. It's not worth it. So the moment you're doing your interviews and you find out something fishy, please don't be greedy. Just be more respectful to yourself and realize that your security and your safety comes first before anything else in your life. So moving on to the next question. The other one is quite related. There was something about I think someone asked me if they can join a single family. They're a woman, and they were asking if they can join a single dad. The thing is, you just have to know your boundaries. Honestly, if it was me, if you're asking me what I would do, honestly, I wouldn't join a single dad. Why? Because I seemingly think you're going to be assuming the roles of a wife in that house, and you might, be doing a little bit more than you're supposed to be doing, since there's not someone else in that house. If you want to join a single family dad, you have to choose, like, you have to know how respectful they are and everything else. But if you're asking me what I would do, honestly, I would prefer joining a family where my roles are completely very defined, that I'm only an au pair in this house and I don't have to work more hours than I should, and so on and so forth. So if you want to join a single family, just a single dad's family, and you're a woman, just know what exactly your roles are going to be and how exactly you're going to deal with probably having to do too much, or it's never going to be too little. But yeah, that's just my take. You can really assess the whole situation in your own eyes and in your own understanding, and also you're the one who's in contact with his host dad. So if you think you're going to be safe first, and if you think that your job description is going to remain the same even at your working place, then why not? Then go ahead. But also, if you're asking me what I would do, for me, I would prefer a different setting. That's just my opinion. So moving on to the next question. Some of them are quite repetitive, that's why I won't read all of them. Which other countries can one go through Aupair? The thing is, Aupair is a very wide program. As much as you might think it's only in Germany, it's not. And the reason why people really talk about Germany is because after the Aupair program, when you're doing it in Germany, you have a lot of other options to either go to school or join apprenticeship or even do something else that's not work, or you can even get married. I mean, why not? People only talk about Germany because of the options afterwards, but yes, every other country in the EU accepts au pair, and they allow families to invite au pairs. And if you ask me my opinion, it's just a way of having cheap labor. But yes, every other country accepts people coming in as au pairs. Also, going to Denmark is easier than coming to Germany, and you can always move from Denmark, move to Germany once you're already in the EU. Tip. That video is going to be coming up. I'm still doing my research, and the moment I have the information, I will drop it down like hot cake for you, baby. Hey, yeah. So we move on to the next question. Okay, so the other one is quite sensitive, but I'll just read it. It says, I already got a family in Germany and I'm going to be moving to Munich, but I had a D+ in my KCAC. Will I be able to do the apprenticeship program? That means she's asking if she can be able to do nursing school, and D plane means she didn't really do very well, but in my eyes, baby, you did not fail. So yes, you can be able to do apprenticeship training even if your grades are not very good coming from your country. The reason being, to qualify to do an apprenticeship training in this country, you only need to prove 12 years of school. That means primary school, secondary school, and or how do you guys, some other countries call them O levels and A levels, but make sure you have at least 12 years of school. Some countries have 13, some have 12. I think in my country it's like 12. In my country it's 12, but that's the major requirement, that you have 12 years of school. Your grade doesn't really matter. I've said this like 50 times into my videos, but I just want to motivate you guys that it doesn't really matter. If you want to come here and do nursing school, go ahead and pursue it, because the requirement bar is quite low, if you ask me. Yeah, so you don't have to get worried. You can always do apprenticeship even if you had a D plane. And thank you so much for being honest and asking that question. That's really sweet of you. Bye. So we move on to the next question. So the next question is, hi, I'm currently an au pair in the Netherlands doing my au pair. Can I be able to move to Germany? Yes, the question, the answer is yes, you can be able to move to Germany. The only problem is you have to have been learning German in the process of your au pair or even before, because the gateway to getting into Germany usually is a language. So once you have A1, you can au pair again in Germany. If not, you can do your language up to B1 and come in here as a volunteer, or come in as a student, or come in as an apprenticeship student. The main thing is you can move from any other country if you already have some knowledge of German. So we move on to the next question. We are almost at the end, guys. Keep holding on. Hold on. So the next question is not really au pair related, but it asks, when are the openings for Ausbildung? When are the openings for apprenticeship training application? So this is really dependent on which state you're doing your Ausbildung, but generally in Germany, there's an opening for February, there's an opening for April, there's an opening for August, there's an opening for October, and there's an opening for September. So the right time to be looking for an Ausbildung is about that August, September, October time. And I also saw a few that start in December, but I don't want to really say it's an opening because I only saw very few institutions that start their Ausbildung in December. So yeah, again, February, April, August, September, October, and sometimes even December, but I didn't really say December is an opening, okay? So you don't come bashing on me saying, oh, I said December, Marianne, you said December, I did not find Ausbildung and it was December. No, I did not say December. Well, I did, but I did not also did. If you're thinking about December, please refer to this video because I didn't say it. Okay, I also did, but I did not. Yeah. So we move on to the next question. I think this is about the second last, and then we finish up with this Q&A session. Okay, so the next question is, hi Mary Ann, what is the procedure to become an au pair? Because for my case, I want to assist my sister. I don't know how to answer this question because I have addressed it on my channel basically, but the procedure to become an au pair starts with learning the language. The minimum requirement is A1. Secondly, is looking for family. Looking for family can take as little as 2 days, but it can also take as long as a year. And the third thing is, of course, getting the papers, the contract, and every other paper that you need, and then going to the embassy and applying for your visa, and then getting your visa, and then planning for your travel, and also moving into Germany. So that's roughly the procedure. But if you're looking for a more detailed explanation of where or what the procedure is to becoming an au pair, I would suggest that you please watch the video that talks generally about the au pair program in Germany on my channel. So I think this is going to be the last question. Let me pick it out. Okay, the question is, what's the vacation time for au pair? I think an au pair gets 28 days. I'm not sure, but they get about 3 or 4 weeks vacation for during the 1 year program of Lord. They get about 28 days or 1 year. My God. They get about 28 days or 1 month holiday during their au pair. Is it paid? Yes, it's paid. And yeah, I think that's the question about the vacation. Let me see if there's one other question that's not very repetitive. If there isn't, then I guess this is going to be the last, but let me quickly go through and see. Okay, so the last question asks about the documents. I really don't know how to approach this question because there's quite a huge list of the documents, that I'll try to see how many I can remember. So before you apply for au pair, you need to have a passport. You need to have, oh my God, I really can't remember that whole list. And you need to, from your family, you need to get a contract, you need to get health insurance, you need to get a residence assurance, you also need to get health insurance, you also need to get the, oh my God, and from yourself, you need to also go to the embassy with your KCSE certificate. That means your certificate that proves your your A levels. You also need to show proof of German language, which is any level from A1 going above, and every other document. Honestly, I cannot be able to list it out here because usually I have to sit down and check that list before I shoot this type of videos. I don't have it for now, but I can refer you to the video that has all this information, and I will link it in the description down below or up here. Just make sure you check it out. So I think we've come to the end of this video. I hope you've been able to get some assistance or information. If you think I did not address your question, go ahead and follow me on Instagram because I post Q&As there. Sometimes I respond individually, and if I don't, mostly it's because I really don't have time. And secondly, you can drop it down on the comment section below. You're most likely to get a reply from me almost immediately because I get the notifications on my phone. And make sure you keep asking questions and keep doing your research and keep getting your information from credible sources. And be sure to be safe and to work hard and to be a good person. That was all a lot of talking. But just make sure you're taking care of yourself and have a great day. Bye! Or have a great night. I think you said good night. Bye!